Tower of Fantasy, the new open world adventure game. From its amazing art style to its incredible combat mechanics, this game might just be the one we're waiting for. The game starts off by showing us two characters scavenging what looks to be a junkyard, and then they are attacked, and you get to choose either between the male or the female counterpart. After choosing your selected character and typing in your name, you're thrown into something like a tutorial stage where you are given a weapon, and with that weapon, you go through the first stage, learning all the combat mechanics. After completing this, you then meet with someone named Shelia and Zeke, who will then guide you to someone named Celine, who will then help you customize your character. And this is where you can actually tune the features of your character down from their hair to the facial appearance to down to their body type. After doing this, you then go through somewhat of a tutorial stage where the game will try to teach you all the different mechanics and teach you how it is you gain weapons and all that stuff. You gain weapons and something called a simulacrum pull, which is a gacha like pulling system where you pull, and if you're lucky enough, you get a super rare or a super rare. Now, what's the difference? Well, it's each of these characters that you pull are a type of AI that are from the past of the game, where you can borrow their appearance or use the weapon on your main character. This really increases the majority of playstyles you can really have by you could just choosing a different preset character, or you can come up with your own different kind of playstyle with the weapons given to you from the gacha system. Now, let's talk about the combat mechanics. The game allows you up to 3 weapons where you can then swap from to and from in the middle of a fight. However, you will want to swap these as much as possible because as you fight with one weapon and continuously use that, the second weapon bar will start to full, and when that bar is full and you swap to that weapon, you will release a minor skill of the primary skill that you currently have on that weapon. With that being said, I do encourage you to swap weapons if you need to when dealing with different types of enemies. These weapons can also be used to open certain elemental gates as they are spread throughout the map, meaning that each of the weapons have their own elemental type, which you should pay very close attention to because they can apply different effects to the monsters. Now, with all that being said, let's talk more about the game itself. So far, from after playing a couple of hours of the game, I can honestly say that as a Genshin player, it does have some similar qualities. However, not really. The game seems to be more co-op based and really encouraging players to party up and go see if you can take down the biggest monster or open world monster you can find. The game doesn't rely on any type of swap system except for the weapons, and honestly, that really gives you a more in-depth. Like, you gotta be really careful of what weapons you're running because you don't want to have 2 of the same weapons, and you really don't want to be stuck in a situation where you can't do nothing to an enemy that your weapons can't affect at all. So that's really something to look at. But it also encourages players to have a party of different types of weapons. And when you have that party with different types of weapons, it really helps out because then you can all focus on one thing and support each other throughout, killing a boss or whatever. With that being said, there's a lot of customization options, and you can always change your appearance, and there's a lot of ways you could traverse the map and types of jetpacks or a futuristic motorcycle that will help you traverse the map greater and go to those certain towers that you're allowed to get to, and basically it will help you unlock parts of the map you've never seen before and expand the continent on yourself. So, with all this being said, I honestly have I am probably the most inexperienced person when it comes to this, and I think that there's way more for us to see. And through my small time playing the game, I have seen some minor, small little details that I really don't like, such as sometimes as you're talking to the characters during the cutscenes, they will be doing a certain action, and while doing that certain action, when going back to their neutral stance or the idle animation, it was somewhat glitch out and bug out a little bit, but that is to be expected. The game is still in its testing phase, and it's currently only been 4 days since the game came out, so I don't really expect, I don't expect it to be perfect, but I do expect there to be some bugs. Now, the story of the game is really niche. I'll be honest here. It's the kind of story you would see in any typical isekai type anime or something of that sort, where you're giving a female protagonist that will essentially guide you throughout the game, and then essentially you realize that she has a big part to play in the story, either being for some antagonistic reason or protagonistic reason, and that will basically be the center of the game. Now, I won't lie, playing throughout the game, it gets kind of boring because it's making you do all these tedious tasks. You're not really doing anything kind of flashy to really keep you entertained. It really is an MMORPG when you look at it. But if you're really into the type of games that shouldn't bother you too much. But the thing is with Genshin, even though the cutscenes are kind of lengthy or whatever, the gameplay always feels interactive and it always feels like you're doing something while maintaining a certain base. Like literally one shotting everything. And that's really the fun and where some of these games lie. You really want to come out with a build that will make sure that you could one shot anything and just impress your friends and anybody else who plays the game with you. No, there is a voice chat too, so you had a lot of people talking and you meet some new people. However, those people can be kind of toxic, but that's really just with the community base so far. But I've actually met some people who have been really nice to me and we have done some basic co op stuff. So anyway, that's just my opinion on this game. Honestly, out of 10, I will give this game a solid 8. And with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you like it. And let me know your opinions down in the comment section below on this game. If you like it, let me know. If you think there's some stuff that could be fixed, again, let me know. And you could criticize me, but this is just my honest opinion. I think the game is really good. But however, there's some flaws that really need to be fixed. But there's nothing really to do about that, can we? We have to start waiting until developers hear our voices, and hopefully when they hear the voices, they'll make the fix. And with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you leave a like and subscribe. And if you guys want to see me play this more, make sure you check out my Twitch down in the description below. So, peace.